Green Bay Blue Ribbons baseball is back on the air for Game 2 of this Sunday doubleheader between the new Lenox Pumas and the Green Bay Blue Ribbons. Welcome back to Joanne's Park, everybody. Don D'Angelo, Sam Marchant with you this afternoon. The Blue Ribbons took Game 1 by a final score of 5-2. They are looking to complete the sweep in game number 2 on this beautiful Sunday, June the 7th afternoon. The starting lineups for each side are as follows. For the new Lenox Pumas, leading off and playing short is number 18, Braden Wilda. The second baseman, number 57, Alexis Serrano. Batting third, playing third base, number 37, Danny Mackey. Mateo Munoz will be out in right field. He's wearing number 55. He bats cleanup. The manager, Mark Ayers, is going to play in this second game. Mark wears number 41. He'll be over at first. Dan Williams will be the designated hitter. He wears number 34. Rich Gewant will be doing the catching and batting seventh. Tommy Kramer will be out in left field wearing number 36. And the 9-hole hitter is the center fielder wearing number 58, Will Forsythe. Those are the Pumas. Here are the Blue Ribbons. Braden Plew will lead it off for Green Bay. Braden out in left field. Bryce Duzak will be doing the catching for game number 2. He bats second. James Bornick, the designated hitter in the game number 2, will bat third. Dawson Schmidt will be out in center. He's the cleanup man. Boone Kirst will be at first. Drew Stajinski over at third. Drew wears number 10. Sawyer Larson will bat seventh. He's out in right field once again. Braden Steinbecker, the shortstop for game number 2. Braden wears number 30. And Trey Butterfield will take over second base. Trey wearing number 43. On the mound for this second game is Gavin Lux as we are underway. First pitch is fouled out of play from Wilda. Gavin Lux has been tasked with pitching this second game. There's a ground ball back up the middle. That's going to get through for a leadoff single for Wilda.
Just good piece of hitting, puts it right back where it came from, past lax, and not the start that you exactly want, but a young guy. He just finished up his senior year at Luxembourg Casco High School, so I can imagine it'll take him just a little bit to get settled in here with the Blue Ribbons.
Yeah, just graduated from Lux Casco, be going to UW Stout this coming fall. The next offering is inside for a ball to Alexis Serrano. Sam, how difficult can it be playing 2 doubleheaders in 2 consecutive days?
I think it just wears on your body, especially at the catching standpoint. I think Duzak, it's nice to see him out there, but I think it just wears on your body, and you're going to feel it tomorrow. But then you also have a little bit of a break, and you get to have home games. That is always beneficial because you have less time that you're spent traveling and going in between these 2 positions. But it just wears, and eventually by and about 5th, 6th inning of game 2 here, you'll feel it for sure.
Duzak caught game 1 today. He caught the first game yesterday as well. Swing and a miss, and that's out number 1. Serrano goes down swinging, and that'll bring up Danny Mackey. Just finishing up that point on Duzak, he caught game 1 yesterday, and then was the DH in game number 2 last night. Talked about him at length in that first game with how hot he's hitting. You just don't want to take him out of the lineup.
Yeah, it's the difficult thing of he's a guy that is so impactful offensively, defensively. You see him snap down to first, and he's just a really good leader for this team. It's hard to call a game when you have so many different pitchers coming in here that you don't necessarily recognize, and that's the difficulties of it all.
Here comes the 1-1 to Mackey. That one fouled off. It's 1-2.
A lot of times in college ball this last year. We played doubleheaders on a Saturday and Sunday. That's our routine and what we're scheduled out there to do. But it's definitely taxing. And I mean, there's a lot of girls that would come off and Monday morning would hit. We'd always have off days on Mondays, and there'd be 5, 6 of us getting ice baths, getting treatment, whatever it is. So it's just taking care of your body. It's obviously a long stretch, but then taking care of your body it just helps you get to that point and not worry about it really too.
Count runs full on Danny Mackey playing over at third in this game number 2. The positions will be interesting as the runner goes. Called strike 3, throw down to second, safe at second base.
I thought for sure that was a strike him out, throw him out, double play. Duzak did too. Garrett Brown, Butterfield over there, as well as Steinbecker. I sure did. Pretty much everybody in a blue ribbon jersey was heading off this field, but again, difficult position to be in when your home plate umpire is the guy calling out to the field too.
So it'll be a stolen base for Braden Wilder. Back-to-back strikeouts for Gavin Lux. Mateo Munoz will dig in. The left-handed batting right fielder takes first pitch for a strike.
Lux has just loaded the zone with strikes so far to start out his appearance here with the Blue Ribbons.
Here's the 0-1, lifted foul down the left field line out of play.
50 strikeouts to 15 walks and a 2.33 ERA for one of the best pitching staffs in high school baseball we've seen in Luxembourg Casco.
The next offering is a slow roller to the shortstop Steinbecker. Throw across to first in time to end the inning. The Blue Ribbons work around a leadoff single from Wilder. We go to the bottom of the first inning. Pumas nothing. Blue Ribbons coming to bat on the Blue Ribbons Media Network. We move to the bottom of inning number 1. Melvin Lee will be on the mound for the Pumas to start game 2 of this doubleheader. Lee was previously at first base in game 1. The big right-hander will go to work against Braden Plew, who will lead things off for Green Bay. Bryce Duzak and James Warnick, the first 3 due up for the Blue Ribbons. Sam, we've talked at length about Plew and Duzak, rightfully so, with the seasons that they've been having, but James Bornick now playing in game number 2 in the DH spot. Number 3 for he hit a home run yesterday. How lethal are those top 3 batters?
Yeah, I mean, it's a tough lineup to face in 1, 2, 3 when you have Blue, Duzak, and Bornick, and these guys, they all have the power. They can go extra base hits. They have the speed to back it up, and they're just consistent hitters. They're giving them opportunities each and every ball game to win games and push across a lot of runs. And when your 1, 2, 3 are starting you off and you have the utmost confidence that they're going to get on base right away every single time, it just allows you to play a lot more loose, a lot more free when you're in the field.
Blue, the right-handed batter, will lead it off for the Blue Ribbons. Takes first pitch inside for a ball. Blue did not play in Game 1, but he's out in left field in Game number 2, 2-0 the count. .421 average coming into the game today. Here comes the 2-0. Lifts that one over the shortstop. Wilder goes into shallow left center for a base hit.
Not without great effort for Walda there, and I mean, the vertical, you can't jump much higher than that and give yourself much of a chance. I thought Blue had an easy single into left field over the shortstop, and he made it difficult and almost made for a second there, like looked like Blue might have been retired on a good base hit.
Both leadoff runners have singled here in the first. Bryce Duzak will dig in for his first plate appearance of Game 2, and he takes upstairs for ball 1.
Blue, a guy they can send in motion too, so Duzak is in good position to bring home an RBI in the number 2 spot.
Blue does have a steal so far this season. Breaking ball gets in on him. Duzak with a pair of singles and a walk in game number 1. Runner on first, no one down. Here comes the 1-1. Ground ball through the left side, base hit. Blue advances to second. Duzak with another single. And that'll bring up James Bornick, left-handed batting designated hitter.
Her birthday here yesterday. Happy belated birthday from the Green Bay Blue Ribbons.
One thing I want to ask you about, Dom, is now that we've gotten a good feel for who James Bornick is, how do you feel about the walk-up song? Now that we know who Bornick is and his kind of style that he brings to the Blue Ribbons.
Still have to do some investigative reporting on that one. Takes the first pitch for a called strike. I think it's actually ironically kind of fitting. He's a very smooth ball player. Plays mainly at first base. When he's in the lineup, he's DHing in this game. Takes the next offering low for a ball. You look at some of his accomplishments and records that he's put up for this Blue Ribbons team, and you kind of just get the idea he can kind of do what he would like to do. He hit a home run yesterday as he grounds that one foul down the first base line.
He's I think the kind of concept is that he's good and he knows it.
Just a couple of records that he has. Single season home run record, the single season RBI, hits, doubles, and games played record. He's got the most home runs and the most doubles in Blue Ribbons franchise history. Grounds that one to the third base side. Taken by Mackey. Steps on third for one. Throw to first in time for out number 2. Nice double play turn there by Danny Mackey. There are 2 down. Runner at second. And that'll bring up Dawson Schmidt.
Number 24.
A really good play there by Mackey over at third base, and I thought maybe he's going to bobble it, that Bornick had put enough good wood on it that he was going to get it past or at least cause a bobble, just be sure of an out. But Mackey does a good job of fielding his position at the hot corner, coming over to first base, and a good scoop by Ayers over at first.
The first pitch to Schmidt is inside for a ball. Dawson hit a double in the first game. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball way upstairs. Schmidt started game 1 in left field. He begins this one in center. Infield, outfield versatility. Here comes the 2-0. That's going to drop into right field for a base hit. They are going to hold Duzak at third. Runners at the corners. Schmidt is aboard with a single, and that'll bring up Boone Kirst.
Now batting number 20, Boone Kirst.
Good piece of hitting by Dawson Schmidt. Just continues to do a really good job, good approach at the plate. Puts it where nobody else is and gets himself an opportunity to get on base and bring up a red hot Boone Kirst as he went 2 for 3 last game. Finally able to break the curse.
Lee dots up a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. Very similar setting that Kirst had a couple of times in the first game. He's gone the opposite way most of the day. The runner goes. Pitch taken up high for a ball, and there will be no throw down to second as Schmidt steals a base.
Yeah, it's a long rock and delivery here from Melvin Lee, and I think that he's going to see quite a few bases stolen on him today.
And the 0-1. Lifted foul out of play. It's 0-2. Kirst finally seeing some results for his work. Ground ball. It'll be taken by the shortstop Wilda. Wild throw to first. Takes the first baseman off the bag. Kirst is aboard safely. A run comes in to score. And that makes it 1-0 on the RBI single from Boone Kirst. That would have been a tough play for Wilda to try to make there.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough play to make, and he was ranging over to his backhand and ended up in almost running into Mackey there as the two of them trying to fight for that baseball. And then, I mean, Kirst, a big guy, but he can get down the line pretty quickly.
Drew Stajinsky steps into the plate, and he fouls away the first pitch that he sees.
Quickly 4 base hits here for the Blue Ribbons. Interesting to see if Kirst goes in motion as Alstein gives signs to Stajinsky and Kirst over at first base.
Pitch low in the dirt. Kirst is going to try to steal a bag. The throw gets away for a moment, and coming in to score on some high baseball IQ right there is Dawson Schmidt. That makes it 2-0 Green Bay.
Yeah, not really sure entirely what the game plan was on that throwdown there from Gawant. As I mean, Kirst was taking off, but I think that's something that you're okay with subsiding to keep the runner at third base in a 2-out situation.
So a runner on second, 2 down here in the bottom half of inning number 1. Blue Ribbons have plated 2 thus far. Drew Stajinsky, a hot hitter at the plate. Swing and a miss. Count goes to 0-2. The next offering from Lee, lifted into left center. Coming in is Forsythe, and he shields his eyes and makes the catch to end the inning. But the Blue Ribbons score twice. They have 4 hits in the first inning. We go to the second. Blue Ribbons 2, Pumas nothing on the Blue Ribbons Media Network. We move to the second. 2-0 Blue Ribbons. On top of the new Lenox Pumas, we're going to have a fun plate appearance. Mark Ayers, the manager for the Pumas, is going to step into the batter's box. Mark playing at first base in game number 2. Certainly seen plenty of baseball in his day. Gavin Lux on the mound for his second inning of work. Ground ball third base side. Sajinski couldn't scoop it up. And Ayers will be aboard to lead off the second for New Lenox.
That was a hot shot over at third base. No easy at bat for going against Ayers there for Lux, and eats Sadinsky up over at third base and just gets past him. Hasn't had a ton of experience over at playing third so far this season, and it's usually been Patasic, but I think Sadinsky wants that one back for sure.
Dan Williams will be the batter. The designated hitter for the Pumas as Lax works out of the stretch and deals in a strike. Williams went 1 for 3 with an RBI single in game number 1. He had that kind of weird play between first and second as he hits that one into shallow center. That's a base hit. And Ayers is out at second base. Little hesitation on that one from Mark Ayers. It was right in between that golden spot where Schmidt maybe had a chance to catch it, but it didn't drop in front of him. They get the out at second. There's one away.
Yeah, I think it's a really smart play by Dawson Schmidt. Kind of a deke of, am I going to go get it? Am I not? And gets the lead runner, able to hose him down. It's a tough position to be in if you're a base runner, and obviously if you're the fielder, you know you're in control of everything that's happening in front of you.
Rich Gouant will step into the batter's box. The catcher in this second game swings and misses. Two to nothing Blue Ribbons, one down in the top of inning number 2. Here's the 0-1 pitch, another swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Lax ahead of the count. Sam, you and I were talking in the commercial break about how the spring sports season in high school around here is wrapping up. The state track meet was held previous 2 days.
Yeah, and quite a few local kids doing really good things. I know did recaps yesterday for some Luxembourg Casco and Kiwani athletes. Hannah Miller atop the standings for Kiwani. She did really well in cross country and then again in track and field, and some Luxembourg Casco, as we have Luxembourg Casco guys out here on this field today, so gotta give those people a shout out. What you got for us, Dom?
Very good season from Lux Casco. Of course, the De Pere star Grady Glenn had a stellar showing these last couple of days. Here's the 1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. That's already the third strikeout of the game for Gavin Lax. That's out number 2, and the batter will be Tommy Kramer.
Now batting number 36, Tommy Kramer.
If you had I think we've talked about this before. If you had a track and field event, what are you running? What are you doing? Are you gonna do field events? Or are you gonna do running events? Like what would be your take?
Probably the 800.
Okay.
It's a decent difference between speed and also distance. I think I could not do great necessarily.
Yeah.
That one's fouled away, but I can hold my own. I did run that event as a freshman
Okay.
once upon a time. Of course, my favorite part about that is I would always have my coaches saying to me, remember to stick to the plan. Don't go out too fast. And then you get on the line, the adrenaline starts pumping as that's in for a strike. The adrenaline starts pumping, everybody starts going, and all of a sudden that plan goes right out the window.
There's no plan.
There's no plan. No plan. To quote the great Mike Tyson, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face. Or, in this case, until people start running fast. He went around, strike 3 called. Back-to-back strikeouts for Lax, and that will end the inning. The Pumas leave one stranded at first. We go to the bottom of the second inning. Still 2-0 Green Bay on the Blue Ribbons Media Network. Sawyer Larson is on deck to begin this second inning for the Blue Ribbons. Sawyer getting the start in right field a couple of times today. In game one, he singled and also reached on an error. He was less stranded both times, but still good to see a young player getting some experience and moments to shine as he swings and misses at the first pitch.
He's done a good job on both sides of the baseball. Two-way player. Got to talk to him. Man of few words, but a man of good words when he's speaking. You know, you don't have to talk a lot if you have great intent behind what you're saying. So, pregame interview was a little short and sweet, but of good nature.
That one popped up on the infield, and the shortstop Wilda makes the catch. That's out number one. Larson is retired. That'll bring up Braden Steinbecker. We've already seen Boone Christ begin to break out of his slump. Today would be nice to see Braden have some similar success. Only a 143 average so far this season. Takes the first pitch low for a ball. Only one hit thus far for Steinbecker. Grounds that one foul down the third base line. He has driven in a run already. He's walked. He's been hit by a pitch. He's filling up the stat sheet. Just wants to add more to each category. There's a called strike two.
Yeah, absolutely, and has done a good job on another two-way player. Has done a good job playing short, also on the mound, able to field its position really well.
Next offering upstairs for a ball, 2-2. Defensively, he's been outstanding, as we've talked about. All middle infielders on this Blue Ribbons team have had a great start to the season.
Yeah, the middle infield is secured when these guys are up to plate.
Fly ball, right center, Forsyth can't make the catch. It drops right next to him. And Steinbecker will scoot into second with a double.
Lost it in the sun that time, and not a good position to be in if you're Forsyth, just giving up the double there for Steinbecker. A good hit from Steinbecker, but the sun is, we've seen it cause a lot of problems for a lot of people in the weekday doubleheaders. At 7:30 it's setting and it's kind of in the outfield, but now it's just right over the top of us and about as bright as it can be.
1-on-1 down. Here's Trey Butterfield. Swings at the first pitch he sees. Softly hit. Serrano's got it. That's out number two. So with two down, the lineup will turn over, and that'll bring back up Braden Blue. Singled his first time up in this game. Braden's next hit will be hit number 10 on the season. 3 RBIs. Couple of triples already. Those two triples came in the same game earlier this week, or I suppose this past week. Lee's first pitch is low for a ball. When we get to Sunday, do you consider it the beginning of the new week or the end of the previous week?
I was just going to wait for that pitch, and I was going to start asking. I think Sunday is the end of the week. I'm a start on Monday because it's the weekend. The week ends on Sunday. That's my take. That's how it's always been.
That's a base hit in the left for Blue. They're going to have Steinbecker come around and score. That makes it 3-0 Green Bay. RBI single for Braden Blue. He collects his 10th hit of the year and his 4th RBI.
And pretty much the same spot that he had put the last one, just a little bit more to the left, so had no chance for the shortstop Wilda to make a play on it. And obviously with 2 strikes, you're going on contact. Steinbecker able to hustle home.
3-0, 2 down, and a runner on first here in the bottom of the second. Duzak singled in the first. Grounds this one third base side. Mackey's got it. Routine play to first to end the inning. But the Blue Ribbons tack on another run. It is now 3-0 Green Bay on the Blue Ribbons Media Network. Top of the third inning, Dom D'Angelo and Sam Marchand with you on the Blue Ribbons Media Network. It is 3-0 Green Bay. Will Forsythe will lead off the top of the third for the new Lenox Pumas, who have struggled to find some consistent offense. They have 3 hits through 2 innings thus far. Gavin Lax on the mound for Green Bay has done an excellent job through 2 innings. Deals in a strike. Let's have a little fun. Let's talk about a little baseball history that happened on this day, June the 7th. As Lax's 1-1 is a call and strike 2 as Forsythe went around. On this day, June 7th, in 1977, as Forsythe goes down, swing and a miss, that's strike 3. 1977, a little ball club named the Milwaukee Brewers took University of Minnesota infielder Paul Molitor with the 3rd pick in the MLB draft. How about that?
What a day to be alive. I could only imagine
49 years ago today.
that. Just imagine if you knew what Molitor was going to do for your ball club when you were picking him, like the impact that he was going to have. You're like, we are set. We are set. What a great guy. June 7th, great day. Absolutely a great day in Brewers history.
1977. The great Paul Molitor became a Milwaukee Brewer, and the rest became history. Pitch outside to Braden Welda. I had a teacher back in high school whose first name was Molly. Her parents named her after Paul Molitor. Ground ball will be taken by Butterfield. Struggles with it for a moment, but turned to first in time to retire Wilder.
That's awesome. I wish I was named after something like exciting, special like that. But no, my dad just wanted to name Samantha, and my parents couldn't necessarily agree on a first name, so I was actually born twin B, and then my mom was like, just pick a name. So my dad went with Samantha. My mom wanted Whitney. I'm not sure that I'm a Whitney. I think it would have been a very different person, different personality. 'Cause I feel like you grow into your name, but yeah, that's the way it goes. But that'd be cool. Name your kid after one of the greats.
Alexis Serrano now down 0-2. One of the more transformative players in Brewers history.
Really made
on this day.
Yeah, it really made Brewers baseball what it is, and made the franchise really come together. Was that when they were still at County, or was that were they in Miller at that point?
May have still been in County at that point. That's when Milwaukee was in the American League before realignment happened. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Serrano goes down swinging. A quick 1-2-3 inning for Gavin Lax. We go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. 3-0 Green Bay on the Blue Ribbons Media Network.
Number 7,
James Bornick will lead off the bottom of the third inning for the Blue Ribbons. James grounded into a double play back in the first. We were talking about the legacy of the great Paul Molitor, who had a major league career that spanned 21 seasons. From 1978 until 1998, 21 years. Bornick rips down one down the right field line. It is off the top of the wall. It is going to be a long single. Bornick thought he got it. That's eerily similar to the ball that he hit at the end of the game last night. It is a long single for James Bornick.
Number 24, Johnson.
Yeah, I think hitting it out to right field, you have the best chance of a laced line drive like that. But this outfield wall is tall, and Bornix just stays in here, stays in the ballpark. Would have loved to see him hustle that out, get a double at least. But also, not the worst thing in the world. You're still safely aboard first base.
They're going to check on him over at first.
Molitor, going back to that, retired and Hall of Famer, class of 2004.
This one popped up on the infield. The shortstop, Wilda's got it for out number one. I completely forgot about this, but he played 3 seasons with the Toronto Blue Jays for a little stint in the mid-90s, and then he wrapped up his career with the Minnesota Twins in the late 90s.
Yeah, an interesting career. I think it's nice that he got the World Series, and won World Series MVP. I think when you have such a stellar career, it's really nice to just have that one moment where you can win as a team and get the championship. I think that's what people chase so much. I think you take a pretty average career and a championship over being the best player of all time and never winning a championship. I think it's hard to be in that position and really say that out loud, but that's just the way it is. Obviously, that your whole goal of playing is to win championships and not be an individual stat guy. Otherwise, you go out and play golf.
Boone Curse fouls that one down the line. Count moves to 2-1. Just looking at some of the statistics for Molitor. Most hits he ever had in a season was in 1996, his first year in Minnesota, 225 hits that season. He had a 216 hit season with Milwaukee in 1991. And just for good measure, another 200-plus hit season for Toronto. So he was very consistent no matter where he was.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He's going to make an impact in that lineup and very deserving of the Hall of Fame inductee.
Fly ball right field off the bat of Curse. Munoz spins around and makes the catch. That's out number 2. Bornick still at first base. That'll bring up Drew Stejinski.
Now, number 10, Drew Stejinski.
Stejinski 0 for 1 in this game. Hit a rocket of a double in game 1. Takes a breaking ball inside for a ball.
I think Green Bay's gone a little bit away from their disciplined approach. They know that they're going to get a good pitch to hit here from Lee, and they're kind of hacking early on in the count, maybe popping it up a little bit. So I think just getting back to being patient and being able to drive baseball.
High fly ball out towards left. Going back is Kramer, and he can't make the catch. They're going to send Bornick to the plate. He will be in safely. It's an RBI double for Drew Stejinski, and that makes it 4-0 Green Bay.
Number 16, Sawyer Larson.
Drew Stejinski stays rolling at that third base side.
Yeah, it's a really good hit by him. It saves Bornick from maybe getting a little bit of chirping too, because he didn't run out the double and kind of pimped it, and it's just a long single. But at the same time, Drew Stejinski, he has earned his spot in the lineup, and he has really put a fight on beginning half of this summer. It has been nice to see him start getting hot and just continue to stay hot.
Sawyer Larson is at the dish. Fouled away the first offering. Here comes the next one from Lee. Breaking ball. Fouled down the third base line once again. Here comes the 0-2 from Lee, just trying to get out of this inning. Larson fouls that one back. Larson is 0 for 1 in the game so far. The next 2-2 is upstairs. This is the final game at Joannes Park for quite a while. The next home game is not until Wednesday, June 17th. Here comes the 1-2. Larson hits this one into fair territory. Munoz and Forsythe converge, and the right fielder Munoz makes the catch to end the inning. Another run comes in to score. It is now 4-0 Green Bay. We move to the 5th. Green Bay, scratch that. We move to the 4th. Green Bay 4. Pumas nothing on the Blue Ribbons Media Network. We now move to the 4th inning. Danny Mackey will lead it off for the Pumas, looking to begin some type of rally against Gavin Lax, who has started this game beautifully so far for Green Bay, allowing only 3 hits. He has not yet walked a batter and striked out 5.
Yeah, he's been electric here to start, and a young guy just took a little bit of time to settle in. He's been lights out pretty much since the second inning, and I think another thing that's of worth mentioning is that the Blue Ribbons pitching staff is pretty short right now at this point, and needing a good strong outing from a start as a base hit into right field from Mackey, but Lax has done a really good job of giving them a quality start going in all the way in the 4th, and obviously you want them to go 5-6, whatever it is, but getting to this 4th inning is of good measure in the first place.
So after the leadoff single from Mackey, that'll bring up Mateo Munoz. Munoz 0 for 1 in this second game. First pitch is swung on and missed for a strike. Here comes the 0-1, fouled back out of play. Mackey not a threat to steal a base. He has not attempted to steal a bag yet this season. That one right back up the middle, a base hit. Back-to-back singles for the Pumas. They've got something cooking here in this fourth inning, and that'll bring up Mark Ayers.
Yeah, it almost takes off the head of Gavin Lax. Does a good job getting out of the way and just give himself an opportunity to work through something here. And after the leadoff singles, obviously can turn a double play. We've seen it a lot here for the Blue Ribbon. So in trouble a little bit in air quotes, but I don't think he's in too much damage here.
First pitch is inside for a ball. I mentioned stealing bases a moment ago for a reason, because also on this day in baseball history, 1994, the great Ricky Henderson, as that ball gets away from the catcher Duzak, runners will advance to second and third on the wild pitch. Mackey now at third, Munoz at second. Ricky Henderson of the Oakland Athletics stole his 1,100th career base.
That guy could fly. It was just insanity.
And a
Insanity.
major league career that spanned 25 years. Ayers swings and fouls that one back out of play. Began with the Athletics, then went to the Yankees before going back to Oakland. A stint in Toronto and San Diego, amongst a couple other teams. He played all over the country during his career. Chopper on the infield. This is going to score a run. Ayers will be out at first. Coming in to score is Mackey, and advancing to third is Munoz. That's the first out of the inning, and it makes it 4-1 as the Pumas get on the board. Good productive out there from Mark Ayers.
Yeah, it's exactly what you want to do. Just give your team a chance to move it in motion. Mark is a guy who has quite a bit of knowledge about what is needed in that situation.
Dan Williams with a base hit. That'll score another run. Coming in to score is Munoz as Duzak dropped the ball. That was a strong throw from Larson out there in right field.
Yeah, an absolute cannon of an arm on Larson out in right field. I think Duzak just got worried about the hop there. If he lets it come into him and then kind of get set up in a better position, chest open, maybe a little bit more towards third base. He's in a better position to receive that baseball. But a really strong throw from the outfield, and Larson had a really good chance of getting Munoz and slides in safely instead and cuts this lead in half.
The Pumas are putting a rally together. That was their third hit of the inning. That'll bring up Rich Jewant. Struck out his first time up, facing Lax. Swing and a miss. Of course, this pitching staff for Green Bay, we touched on it a moment ago, Sam, is somewhat limited with the amount of arms they have at their disposal. There's a good breaking ball in for a strike.
Yeah, so trying to get Gavin to go probably as long as possible, I can imagine, is the mindset from Coach Alstein, and we also haven't seen him take guys out in the middle of the inning. So regardless, I think he allows Gavin to get through this one.
Jewant pops this one up on the infield. Boone Kirst will have it for out number 2. 2 down here in the fourth, and that'll bring up Tommy Kramer.
Another interesting thing, just nugget about Rich Gawant is I know we saw Rizard as his name, but it's also on this lineup card as Richard. So quite a few different spellings or pronunciations of what they want to call Gawant.
Ground ball will be taken by Steinbecker. He steps on second unassisted to end the inning. But the Pumas get on the board. They score twice. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It is now 4-2 Blue Ribbons on the Green Bay Blue Ribbons Media Network. Bottom of inning number 4, Braden Steinbecker will lead it off for Green Bay. It's Steinbecker, Butterfield, and Plew due up this inning for the Blue Ribbons, who lead at 4-2 over the New Lenox Pumas on a beautiful sunny Sunday on the east side of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Dom D'Angelo and Sam Marchant with you on the Blue Ribbons Media Network, as we have been all week and will be from Joannes Park all season long. Melvin Lee still on the mound for the Pumas to begin this inning. Steinbecker shoots one that will be off the glove of the shortstop Wild. That'll trickle into left field for a base hit.
Wilder has thought of some pretty just tough luck. He's worked himself into a shortstop and right off the glove a couple of times, and it's worked out in the favor of the Blue Ribbons, obviously, but just not for lack of good effort and lack of, honestly, really good job pitching after giving up 9 base hits, or 9 hits in total, I should say, but only 4 runs.
Butterfield takes the first pitch down low for a ball. Still no action in either pen to this point. Pitching staffs are thin. This one lifted in foul territory, third base side, and the catch is made by the third baseman Mackey. That's out number 1. Butterfield is retired, and that'll bring up Braden Plew as the lineup turns over. Plew 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. He also drove in Steinbecker back in the second. First pitch to Braden is in for a strike.
And with Steinbecker on first base, they're electing to pinch the middle a little bit more, as Wilda's kind of hanging out and sliding a little bit more to his right. But Braden Plew has put 2 right through the 5-6 hole today.
Big swing and a miss.
Big hack there from Plew, and he's done that a couple of times this season, come up empty.
Here comes the 0-2. The runner goes. Pitch up high for ball 1, and in with a standing stolen base is Steinbecker.
It's really not close, as Lee is very long in his delivery. Every once in a while you'll see him shorten it up with a runner on first, but by the time he lifts his leg, rocks back, turns, and delivers, it is really easy for these Blue Ribbons guys to steal second base.
Here comes the 1-2. Steinbecker grounds that one. Fair ball down the third base line. There's turning Steinbecker for home. He will be in safely. Now we might get a rundown between first and second. Plew will retreat to first. He is in with an RBI single, and that makes it 5-2 Blue Ribbons. Second RBI of the day for Braden Plew, and that'll bring up Bryce Duzak.
Really close to being foul ball there, but just does tail the line down the third base line. Mackey kind of lets up on it. Braden Plew hustling right out of the box, and Steinbecker ready to go as soon as that ball has made contact.
First pitch to Duzak is a breaking ball taken for strike 1. The next offering is inside, that nearly hit him. Count even at 1-1. 2 RBIs from Plew, and an RBI from Boone Kirst, and an RBI from Drew Stejinski.
It seems like it's been this way all year in games that the Ribbons have won. They get ahead or they play from behind, but they respond right away every single time the next half inning. And they just keep extending this lead and toying with the other team, not allowing whoever the competitor is to really get any closer than that 1 to 2 run range, and not allowing them to tie the game back up, switch momentum, and take it over.
Count even at 2-2 on the Blue Ribbons catcher, Bryce Duzak. 1 for 2 in the second game of a doubleheader. Blue is on first. Swung on and driven back up the middle. It gets under the glove of Walda. Another base hit. And it gets away from the center fielder, Forsythe. Heading to third is Plu. Duzak is safe at first, his second hit of the ball game. There are now runners at the corners with only one down for James Bornick.
Yeah, misplayed out there in center field. The error allows Plu to get to third base and puts runners back on the corners. Or Bornick, who is swinging a hot bat, and you can say that 10 times over. I don't think that will ever change. But one thing I really like about Brandon Plu is the way that he plays this game so aggressively and with a lot of effort every single time he's out there, no matter what. He's running hard first to second, trying to break up a double play opportunity in that situation, and then it gets away from the center fielder. He takes off without hesitation.
Bornick hit one of the longest singles we've seen so far this year in the third inning. Drives that one through the right side, a base hit. In to score is Plu. Stopping at second is Duzak, and it is now 6-0 Green Bay.
Now batting number 24, Dawson Schmidt.
RBI for Bornick. Number 5 on the season for James. And that'll bring up Dawson Schmidt. Schmidt 1 for 2 with a single in the game. First offering from Lee is in for a strike.
Hits through 4 innings or 3 1/3 here, and that'll be 13.
Base hit left field. They will hold Duzak at third as the bases are now juiced. 4th consecutive hit for the Blue Ribbons as Schmidt reaches, and that'll bring up Boone Kirst.
It's like death by 1,000 paper cuts is what it feels like if you're the Pumas, and it's just one after another. They're just hitting it right where you aren't, and it's not like anybody's really hitting the lights out of the baseball aside from that Bornick single off the wall, but just putting it where they aren't and just allowing themselves to go station to station every single time, and then you get a base hit here and score a couple runs and then load the bases back up or put a couple men back on. So Blue Ribbons have done a really good job of just keeping it simple and just one hit at a time.
Infield playing in on Boone Kirst. Only one down here in the 4th. Here comes the 0-1 from Lee. It's low for a ball. Kirst had an RBI single in the first. His 3rd hit on the day. Had 2 hits in game 1. That one way upstairs. Nice catch from Jawant behind the dish.
And then he overthrows his pitcher. Nobody's paying attention, and coming home is Duzak.
That's sort of just lackadaisical baseball there from the Pumas.
Yeah, it's a good save, and you make the play right and save it from Lee overthrowing. You get into the backstop, but then just turn around and just send it back to the pitcher. It's just a lack of focus and just letting this inning eat away at you.
It is now 7-2 as coming home to score was Duzak. Schmidt and Bornick still on base for Boone Kirst. Only one down here in the 4th. Next offering is up high, ball 4. That will once again load the bases.
And you get in this position, and you walk the guy regardless. So it's like, okay, does it really matter all that much? No, but those little things, those little errors, they compile. And now they've had an error every single inning for the last 3. And what have the Blue Ribbons done? They've scored every single time and taken advantage of it to the max.
First pitch to Drew Stajinsky is way inside for a ball. Sajinski with an RBI double in the third. Takes upstairs for ball 2. "13 hits through 3 1/3 for Green Bay to this point.
Yeah, that is just an insane number, and
That one just fouled down the left field line.
so close for Drew Studinski. He has been swinging a hot bat. You can't say it enough. Like that's just exactly what we're seeing and what we're talking about in front of us. And I don't know that I've really been around too many teams who have had this many hits consistently. Like, this offense just doesn't slow down and hasn't slowed down. And it's not just one guy, two guys here and there. It's everybody 1 through 9, and then all of your reserve players as well.
Inside ball 3. 3-1 now the count on Sajinski. Bases still juiced. Sawyer Larson in the on-deck circle. Here comes the 3-1 from Lee. This one lifted into left. Going back is Kramer. And it is gone! Grand slam, Drew Sajinski.
Grand slam for Drew.
Put the exclamation point on the inning and on a stellar day for Drew Studinski.
First home run of the year for Drew Sajinski.
Now at number 16,
RBIs 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 have been secured in this game. And that now makes it an 11-2 ball game with still only one down in inning number 4.
Yeah, and Lee just went over to manager Ayers over there, and I think kind of had a conversation of like, hey, am I still gonna pitch, or like what's going on here? As he delivers another ball up high, and the last 6 guys that have come to the plate have all scored. It's just deteriorating, right? Like, you single, and all of a sudden Studinski just throws one over the wall out in left field. And Dom, I think you're good luck. Every single time we've hit a deep fly, it's been you on the play-by-play.
Let's not read too much into that. Larson gets a piece of one into left. This one is playable. And the left fielder Kramer makes the catch for out number 2.
It's not the announcer's jinx, it's the announcer's luck.
There's something, yeah.
One thing I'm real good at is the announcer's jinx.
Oh, trust me, I once had a player during basketball season blame their free throw shooting on me. True story.
That is awesome.
Second time through for Braden Steinbecker.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but there's I definitely would. It would get in my head a little bit, probably.
I would always hear if I would mention someone's 3-point percentage or free throw percentage, I'd always hear it come back to me. That's a rope down the left field line foul. And then the funny thing about that free throw story, at least, is I didn't mention it for quite a while the next season, and the free throw percentage went up like 25 points. I'll keep this player anonymous, but one year he was shooting like 55% from the free throw line, as there's a swing and a miss from Steinbecker. The next season it was about 77.
That's a dang good adjustment. And you know what? Credit it to the work in the offseason. And the lack of...
Gonna say, or maybe me just shutting up.
Lack
finally.
of speaking from Dom.
Back up the middle. It'll be taken by Walda. Throw to first is off the line. It takes Ayers off the bag. Larson will be safe at first. Scratch that. Steinbecker will be safe at first. He reaches for the second time this inning. And that'll bring up Trey Butterfield.
Blue Ribbons, no strangers to batting around the lineup and sending 9+ to the plate.
Trey rips one foul down the left field line. 11-2. The runner goes. Pitch taken for a ball. Throw it on a second. Gets away from the second baseman, Serrano. And advancing to third is Steinbecker.
Just really smart base running there by Steinbecker. You know, he knows, and I'm pretty sure everybody's well aware that he's the 12th run. That would put across the 10-run rule into effect. And Steinbecker does a good job of reading where the baseball is after he knows he's safe, and then getting up and hauling over to third base.
I could be wrong, but I believe in a doubleheader it's 10 after 5.
I think so. I think so as well. At least that's what we're going with up here.
Here's the 1-1. Upstairs, ball 2. Very crooked number out on that scoreboard in the bottom half of the 4th for Green Bay. Here's the 2-1. That one poked into center. Coming in Forsythe, he makes the catch to end the inning. But it is a prosperous 7-run 4th inning for the Blue Ribbons. They lead it 11-2 after 4 on the Blue Ribbons Media Network. We move to the 5th. The score has ballooned to a 9-run difference between the Blue Ribbons and the Pumas in Game 2 of this doubleheader. Dom D'Angelo and Sam Marchant with you on the Blue Ribbons Media Network. Gavin Lax ran into some trouble in that previous inning, allowing 2 runs and giving up 3 hits. But his offense backed him in a big way, putting up a 7-run 4th inning.
Yeah, and just Blue Ribbons are just turning on it and cranking. It just there's really nothing to be said if you're new Lenox to be able to stop this offense. It's just trying to put something together and in something small. Start with small ball, get a guy on, and then move it over. But I mean, well, you got really good pitching compared with a 9-run lead. I think that you just go out here and free ball and go right at batters.
Will Forsythe leads it off for the Pumas in the 5th. That ball gets away from the catcher, Duzak. As the count goes to 0-2. Forsythe, Wilda, and Serrano due up in the Puma 5th inning.
I always enjoy when an umpire gives you an extra second to kind of just reset after you get chipped with a piece of the baseball. Not the easiest job behind the dish, getting beat up a little bit back there, and Duzak hasn't gotten beat up too bad all season long, but took a good piece that time on the foul ball.
Gavin Lax still on the mound. Here comes the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Forsythe goes down swinging for the 2nd time in the game. Back to the top of the order, and Braden Welda. Welda 1 for 2. He singled in the 1st. One of the 6 hits in this game for the Pumas. Lax deals outside for a ball.
Yeah, they've got some pretty good pieces of hitting, but just haven't been able to string anything together for the Pumas, really. And a couple of miscues from Green Bay allowed them to just take advantage of a little bit of extra space. I mean, Larson had a cannon of a throw from home from Duzak, and Duzak just wasn't able to hold on to it. So it's just a few things, little nitpicky things here and there.
While ahead in the count 3-0. Here comes the next offering from Lax. It's in for a strike. Scheduling wise for the Blue Ribbons, day off tomorrow, and then 3 straight road games. It's like the exact same of the week that they just had, as there's a ground ball that'll be taken by Butterfield. Tossed to first in time. That's out number 2. They will take on the Sheboygan A's on Tuesday. Then they'll see the Greenville Stars for the second time. We saw them this past Thursday. And then on Thursday, June the 11th, the New London Irish will play host to the Blue Ribbons.
Yeah, the Stars were pretty competitive until it came that they kind of ran out of pitching and just weren't in a position to get any more out of their starter. And when you can't get a strong start from the guy in control, like it is a very difficult rest of the game.
Here comes the next offering from Lax. That one fouled out of play. Alexis Serrano now behind 1-2. And then this is interesting. On Saturday and Sunday, the 13th and 14th, that pitch is down low for a ball. 2 doubleheaders once again, but against the same team. It will be, I'm trying to identify who that is in just a moment. Next pitch outside.
Yeah, my first question would be: is it a game where they're traveling quite a bit, or what's the scenario there? As you go strike 3, backdoor on Serrano, and he's retired via the K for the 3rd time this one. Gavin Lax dazzles and will go into the bottom of the 5th.
We'll take a look at that when we come back. We move to the bottom of the 5th, 11-2 on the Blue Ribbons Media Network. We go to the bottom of the fifth. New pitcher on the mound is Alexis Serrano. He moves from second to the mound. And moving over to second is Will Forsythe. Evan Chikanovsky will lead off the fifth inning for Green Bay, who lead it 11-2. Chikanovsky fouls that one out of play. So we were looking at what the 13th and 14th have, and it is the Wisconsin State League 5th game challenge in Sheboygan. That will be played on Saturday the 13th and Sunday the 14th.
Yeah, full weekend full of just games at a neutral site. It is designed to fulfill the league's required regular season matchups in a concentrated location, neutral site. So Sheboygan A's host that, but a neutral site, and those WSL games will be played at Wildwood Park.
Chikanovsky takes down low. Count goes full, 3-2. Bryce Duzak in the on-deck circle. The next offering is low for ball 4. Chikanovsky works a walk. Leadoff man is aboard here in the 5th inning.
Now batting number 17, Bryce Joseph.
Duzak in this second game is 2 for 3, pair of singles. He's also come around to score twice.
Just need to put across another run, and this one should be done for on a doubleheader sweep Sunday afternoon.
First offering is in for a strike from Serrano. Melvin Lee in line for the loss. A tough stat line to look at. Breaking ball just misses for a ball. 11 runs given up from Lee. The next offering is upstairs from Serrano. Here's the 2-1. It gets away. Chikanovsky did not advance to second on that one. Count moves to 3-1.
Already had moved the base runner over to second base on that one, just expecting Chikanovsky to take off.
That is the way that they play. They play very aggressively on the base paths.
But also having a guy who doesn't always run the base paths and instead takes off on this pitch, but it's ball 4.
Ball 4, runners at first and second, no one out. And James Bornick, with back-to-back singles in the previous 2 innings, including an RBI, will step to the dish.
How nice would it be for Bornick to, get a little bit of a replay action on that last nice line drive out to right field, and this time pop one over the fence instead to walk it off.
He hit a walk-off home run last night, if we can consider it that. That made it 10-0 after 6. He hits this one into left, and it hooks foul out of play.
I'd still consider that a walk-off. I mean, it's game's over as soon as you hit the baseball, and once you advance to first base, and you keep things going, the opposing team has to walk off the field.
That was a shot to right last night. Next offering is inside for a ball. Next broadcast for the two of us will be on June 17th, as Bornick rips that one foul down the right field line out of play. Count moves to 1-2. The Sheboygan A's will be coming to town on Wednesday the 17th. First pitch right around 7:30. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball, ground ball will be taken by Forsythe now at second. The turn is in time for a twin killing. Advancing to third is Chikanovsky. Bornick grounds into a double play, and that'll bring up Dawson Schmidt.
Second time he has grounded into a double play in this one for Bornick, and not the way that he wanted that at bat to end by any means.
First offering to Schmidt is up and in for a called strike one. Schmidt swings and misses. Count goes to 0-2. The next offering is low for a ball.
Big thing right now is just find a way to score that runner from third base and Chichinowski. You don't want to put Lax back out there for another inning if you don't have to.
Serrano's ready. Schmidt laces that one into left. That's a base hit. Coming in to score is Chichinowski, and that is the ball game. For the second day in a row, the Blue Ribbons run rule the second game. They win this one 12-2. Another outstanding offensive performance as they sweep the Pumas in this doubleheader. We'll be back with the totals in just a moment. Blue Ribbons win it 12-2 on the Green Bay Blue Ribbons Media Network. Here are the game totals for the victorious Green Bay Blue Ribbons. 12 runs on 15 hits. They did not have any errors. Drew Stajinski hit a grand slam in inning number 4, his first home run of the season. Gavin Lax went 5 innings, allowing 6 hits and 2 runs. He did not walk a batter, and he struck out 8. For the Pumas, 2 runs on 6 hits. They did commit 4 errors in a losing effort. The losing pitcher will be Melvin Lee. Sam, some final thoughts on a very successful Sunday afternoon.
I mean, it's exactly what you want to do. Come out here, sweep the doubleheader, make a shortened game even shorter, and do exactly what you need to. That big 7-run fourth inning was a pretty statement of what the Blue Ribbons have done, and the offense just keeps cooking, and then you get Gavin Lax out of Luxembourg Casco come in here and just absolutely dominate a high school kid, just graduated, and making some hitters look pretty silly on that breaking ball.
We have 10 days off. I will see you on the 17th.
Sounds good. Enjoy the break.
Next game for the Blue Ribbons will be on Tuesday when they travel to Sheboygan to take on the Sheboygan A's. The next broadcast here from Joannes Park will be on June 17th when they host those same Sheboygan A's. So for Sam Marchant, Dom D'Angelo saying thank you so much for listening and goodbye from beautiful and historic Joannes Park on the east side of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Again, the final in Game 2. The Green Bay Blue Ribbons 12 and the New Lenox Pumas 2. This has been a presentation of Green Bay Blue Ribbons Baseball on the Green Bay Blue Ribbons Media Network.